Hello guys, and welcome to another LEGO Transformers video. Today we have Cliffjumper. So this video is like really zoomed in because of how tiny this guy is. I mean, I've mostly looked at my larger characters. I haven't really looked at tiny ones because I wasn't really sure about approaching them as like singular videos. I've done some smaller ones with like looking at Menasor, who at some point there will be a Menasor 2.0 and there'll be a redo of every Stunticon, making them a bit bigger, making the overall combiner sturdier, making the individual robots and everything just look nicer. Because I want to improve him a lot. He's my only real combiner right now. I don't know if I'll do any others. I do plan on. Like, I have plans to do, like, Devastator at some point. But the next big thing I want to tackle is Metroplex. So that'll be taking all of, like, the big project stuff out of me. So most of the stuff I have is, like, mid-sized or, like, Voyager to leader-sized characters, with some smaller Voyager-sized characters, and then some deluxes. And then in this case, some very small deluxes. This guy is just a tiny bit thicker than 4 studs. The main car is 4 studs, but the wheels stick out a little bit more. Some points of it, like the midsection and stuff, are 3 studs. He's of course got his Autobot logo on his roof, with the older sticker designs that I have that are much better than my new ones. My new ones I thought were the same, but they're actually not. They don't have the white outline, which just means that on a lot of figures they don't really show up at all, and are kind of shitty. This one, I just realized I've got him out of frame because I've got the camera like really zoomed in. Anyway, to get to this guy's transformation, because he is just tiny, we're going to start by taking these windows and just... Oh. And he's going to break. But we're going to take not the windows, but the side doors, and we're going to fold them up on either side like that. So basically creating a square. Then I'm going to take that bit and just rotate it like that. Do the same on the other side here. Rotate it. And then, unfortunately, because I couldn't have an actual waist extension, there is technically parts forming here. So there's no way to have the stud slide, but you need to pull that stud. Basically, just separate this and re-tab it 1 stud down, because I couldn't do a slide there. If I could have, I would have. At a larger scale, it could work, but with this, it couldn't. And then just going to take the front of the car, like the hood, and just slide these out slightly. I'm just going to rotate the bumper forward, and that'll be his legs. And coming back up here, gonna move these squares down, untab this from one side, and holding the other side down, rotate it around to open it up, and then gonna push it back slightly while pushing the head out, put the head down, and we can just rotate that back. And then we're just going to push this whole back down. And then there's another Autobot logo on his back there. That will lock the waist in place so you won't like jive about as much. Then we can just extend these hands out. And you have the arms. And there we have Cliffjumper in his robot mode. So he does have 1 weapon. I only really made him 1, but technically 2. So Cliffjumper is known for using like a huge rifle. I'm just gonna turn like that so you can really see him. But I kind of like the idea of the fact that he's using a weapon aimed at a larger character. He has this little piece to tab onto his hand. So I built this little sort of power grabber thing. It's kind of like an extended arm that gives him the strength to hold his big old rifle. The size comparison to show how tiny this guy is, I would bring in Tarn as the previous video, but standing Tarn is so awkward. So I think we'll grab Optimus as like a good size comparison. So to show it. So I'm going to focus at all. Jesus, that's blurry. You see him next to Optimus. He's up to his knee. So he is a very small character. Take Optimus away. So don't really need to do too many size comparisons or go into too much detail. This was just going to be like a shorter video because it's a tiny ass character. There's not really a lot I can do for him. He, despite usually being a retool of Bumblebee, or like a recolor, where Bumblebee actually has a pretty much completely different transformation and is actually a bit bigger. So he's kind of got like, I'll bring in Bumblebee for scale, just to show him off. And this Bumblebee will probably be getting an upgrade because I don't like him. But there he is next to Bumblebee, who is a little bit taller. And Cliffjumper, he's a little more like splayed out with his size. The only person that Cliffjumper more, Cliffjumper's a bit more sturdy. He's got like a nice, like tiny aesthetic going. And he's just overall fun. But that is all for this video. And in the next video, I'll either look at Megatron or potentially maybe Onyx Prime. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next video.